Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button down below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. If you want to know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, which is Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I interviewed 46 asexuals across the globe for this and across the asexual spectrum. And I asked them questions all to do with what they really think and feel about love, life and sex. It's a really interesting read. It's over 560 pages, I think it is. Yeah, coming out the back. So it's really, well, 537 going towards 560. It's over 500 anyway in the printed edition. The link's down below if you want to check that out. I'm also the founder of Asexualized and the founder of Asexualized Academy. Well, welcome to this very special episode. I'm proud to be doing this episode tonight because I didn't think I was going to get back in time. I've been out all day with my best friend and her friends, and it's just incredible. She did my makeup, so if you wonder why I've got tons of makeup on, why my eyes are dark, she did my makeup. She used to be a makeup artist, so I was like, fine, do what you want today to my eyes. So yeah, they're quite dark in my opinion. Yeah, they're not what I would usually go for, but hey, you know, nice to try something different, isn't it, for a change? So yeah, I've been literally out. I caught the 10:37 train to my friend's town, and I've been out all day, and I've literally been dancing like throughout the whole day nearly. I mean, we saw a live band. They must have been on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I was just dancing pretty much like a mad girl, non-stop to that. Then my friend did karaoke for a bit. And then I danced for another nearly hour to another live band. And then at the end, I went to this other pub and danced like another hour. So like my legs are really hurting now. My body's really hurting because I was like dancing really loads. And the first live band, this woman came up to me and said, you have, you know, like you've got so much energy. You're so fit. And I thought that was a really nice compliment. And I have got loads of energy. I'm just like a Duracell battery. I mean, like at the end, the last place was dancing, and these guys were like, oh God, they must be like, I don't know, they only look like about 17, 18 years old, and they're trying to dance with me, but I like my own space when dancing, you know? I'm not really interested in dancing with anyone. So this video is particularly about, obviously I was out tonight, and I was out with my friend, her other best friend, and her other friend, and her other friend's boyfriend, who I'm friends with that friend now as well. And her boyfriend came along. So what behavior, this video is all about what behavior, what social behavior basically repulses an asexual person. What social behavior should you avoid? What social behavior should you not do to an asexual because it repulses them? And so this video is all about how I felt tonight, about the good and bad behaviors I saw socially and what I was comfortable with and what I wasn't comfortable with. And there was quite a lot I wasn't comfortable with, you know? So it was really difficult for me. So I was out socialising. I absolutely love dancing. I do like dancing on my own. I prefer to dance on my own the majority of the time rather than with people. I like my own space. I like a lot of space because I dance quite crazily. And I just like to feel my own vibe, not pay attention to anyone else very much and just enjoy the moment. That's pretty much what I like to do. I like zoning out, just doing my own thing. Like, unlike most women who really want to end up dancing with a bloke so they can have sex with him, I'm not interested in that, right? I don't usually dance with many guys, and I'm very selective about the guys who I do dance with because I don't like body contact with guys. To be honest, I'm not aesthetically attracted to or romantically attracted to. If I'm absolutely honest, I mean, I just came to a conclusion for definite tonight that unless I'm aesthetically attracted to a guy or romantically attracted to a guy, usually both, I don't want any body contact with him. There's no point. To me, I don't, unless I'm actually attracted to a guy, I don't want physical contact with him. And that is very much coming because from a place of asexuality, because I'm asexual, meaning I lack sexual attraction. I do have, you know, I do like romance and kissing and cuddling, and I don't mind body contact in a relationship. But, you know, outside of a relationship, I don't feel comfortable with it, to be quite honest, the majority of the time. Obviously, if you're dating, it's a bit different. Then that's okay sometimes. But, you know, I was really uncomfortable tonight because I love the dancing. Like I said, I like to dance on my own, but it was really difficult because the one of the people that was there, my friend's friend, her boyfriend came with us, and it was very awkward because she caught him with a woman touching his backside, and she got really upset, understandably. She's been with this guy 7 years, and it's really difficult because it's like I want to scream at sexual men, heterosexual men. I'm like, that you're so weak. You're just so weak. Why the hell can't you just say no to a woman or take your hands off me? Why is it the woman had to come along? She had to go along and say to her the woman that was grabbing her boyfriend's ass, leave my boyfriend alone, basically. But why can't he do that? If he's the man, what? He's 51 years old. He's not young. It's like, why can't he do that? Why can't he just say no? And I think that's one of the behaviours that I really dislike about heterosexual guys. They just can't seem to say no. If a woman touches them, it seems like, fine, go ahead. It's like, have you got no morals? Have you got no standards? Can you not say no? Have you not got any strength in you? It seems to me like all guys just are wishy-washy over women. It's like, oh, but she's a woman. She's so feeble and weak and I can't dare upset her. And it's just an absolute joke, It's like, flaming sake, just man up. Why is your woman having to tell another woman to leave your ass alone? Why don't you just tell her yourself? I had a guy touch me in a nightclub once, which I don't like that behaviour. I do not want someone touching my ass. This is another behaviour that I don't like as an asexual person, right? Who's sex repulsed. I'm not interested, right? And this guy once came up and touched my ass in a nightclub, right? And I said, don't you ever do that again. He never did it again because I'm strong and firm and my tone means business, It's like, get off me. But why can't guys be like that with women? Heterosexual men are just so weak like that. They're just so full of it. They're so like, oh, but they just happened to do it to me. I wasn't reciprocating. But it's like, maybe you're not reciprocating, but you're pretty much reciprocating by letting them do that, allowing that other person to do that to you. Do you see what I mean? And it's just not on. And what was really difficult is obviously his girlfriend was very upset about this, understandably, because, and she was upset. It's like, you're with me, why are you letting another woman do that to you? And, he kept trying to dance with me and I was just so uncomfortable. This is a behaviour that I hate. I'm asexual. I hate a guy, right? He was trying to put his arm around my waist. He was trying to put his arm around my shoulder. He was trying to hold my hand. And I kept telling him, I kept trying to pull away all the time and stop him doing it. And it's just like, it was horrible for me. I don't want it. And if I did want it, it wouldn't be with a 51-year-old guy. I'm not attracted aesthetically or romantically whatsoever to a guy in his 50s, And also he's British. And also he's got a girlfriend. It was so awkward for me. It was so awkward. But what happened earlier, which I didn't tell you about, is in between the fact that he let this other woman touch his ass, which his girlfriend wasn't happy about, understandably, and they had a bit of an argument about it. There was just other stuff going on in between, and he ended up having a go at me. He wasn't a very nice person to me, actually, if I'm honest. I felt like walking out. It's really horrible because he was talking about musicals and I said, I'm not interested in that because, I'm not interested in blimmin' storylines that have women that get pregnant and with AIDS and stuff. I've actually been trained somewhat in AIDS when I was a health buddy for the recovery learning, health buddy for community service volunteers. Yeah, we had to have this training session about AIDS and stuff. So I have no problem with learning about AIDS. But it's like, I don't want to watch a musical that's to do with a woman getting pregnant and AIDS. So, you know what I mean? I'm like not interested in. I don't go to musicals for serious stuff like that. I go to musicals for entertainment, fun, and stuff that's really nice. And he just started telling me about. It was called Blood Brothers, and he started telling me about it. So I'm not interested, right? I said, how do you know you're not interested if you've never seen it? I said, because I think I've seen the poster and and I wasn't interested in that. And then he's going on at me about, oh, well, I haven't told you the storyline. So I let him try and tell me the storyline. He started telling me, I'm like, I'm not interested. Why am I interested in a woman gets pregnant? I'm not interested in that type of stuff. And he just kept going on. And then he started going, oh, you've got a problem. And he mentioned my asexuality because he goes, oh, yeah, there's something about it there's something about AIDS in the film, because I know your sexuality is different. I mean, Do you know what I mean? That's really insulting for me as an asexual person. An asexual person is someone who doesn't have sex, usually. Not unless they're doing it for the sake of their partner, you know? And therefore, why would I even be interested? Why would AIDS and getting pregnant be relevant to me when I don't want sex? You know, it was very insulting. And then, you know, and then he kept saying, oh, when I said I'm not interested in the musical, I said, I'm just not interested. He goes, oh, he had a go at me and going, oh, you've got a problem, you have. And then he started out, got him really nasty. And I didn't like it at all. It's found it very abusive. And, and I said, look, I'm just not interested. I wouldn't go and watch it. It's not my thing, I'm not going to sit there agreeing that it's my thing when it's not. As an asexual person, I like sweet, innocent stuff. I'm not into watching any theatre that's got any sex stuff in it. I don't want to go and see Chicago where the women have got their boobs out and they're blooming knickers up their ass. I'm not interested in that. I'm asexual. I hate sex. I don't like nudity. I'm not interested, plain and simple. So for one, he was insulting my sexuality, my asexuality. For another, he was going on about movies that got totally irrelevant, theatre shows, they're totally irrelevant to what I'd even like. And he just couldn't accept the fact I don't like what he likes, And then he goes, well, I won't bother telling you my opinion in the future about anything. I said, that's fine. And then he goes, F off to me, He told me to fuck off. It's horrible. And I felt quite frightened then. This is not acceptable behaviour towards an asexual person. It is certainly not acceptable behaviour to anyone, to be quite honest. It's bullying, belittling. It's very verbally abusive, I don't expect to be spoken to like that. And so later on throughout the night, he started trying to dance with me. And like my friend's like, oh, he's trying to make up for what happened earlier with you. Because I said, didn't you hear the way he spoke to me? She goes, oh no, I was busy listening to music. She goes, oh, do you want to leave? I said, well, I will if he says it anymore. I said, but I don't want to spoil your night, And, he tried to dance with me. And I said, I was so uncomfortable. I don't want to dance with a guy that I'm not aesthetically attracted to, that I'm not romantically attracted to, and particularly who's got a girlfriend, right? I'm not interested in that. Seriously, do not do this to an asexual person. Do not put your hands all over an asexual person. Maybe a few asexuals don't mind stuff like that. Maybe they don't, but I do. Maybe because they experience platonic attraction, they don't mind that. But I'm an asexual who's sex repulsed, and I don't like bodily contact with just anyone. I'm not interested. Maybe sexual women would love that. They'd love flaunting their boobs up some guy's ass, and they'd love shoving it down their back and stuff. But I'm not like that. There are certain guys that I'm aesthetically attracted to, romantically attracted to, that I will let a lot more body contact with, because I choose that and I'm in control of it, and it feels nice sometimes, and I'm okay with it because I'm attracted to the person. So it's like you see a beautiful cake and you want to eat it. Do you know what I mean? I have some actual attraction for it. It feels nice or looks nice to me, but I do not want to be handled and touched by a guy that I'm just not attracted to, especially one that's been horrible to me. So later on, he then started to dance with me. He's like trying to hold my hand, like putting my arm around there and hold my hand up here, and I'm just like this. And I'm trying to get away from him. I'm like, no, I'm like, dance with your girlfriend, dance with your girlfriend, dance with your girlfriend. And he's like, oh, right, okay, you've been like that with me then. It's like, God's sake, and I just like, I'm not, he goes, oh, well, you're not comfortable with it then. I said, no, I'm not comfortable with it at all. And then at that point in the night, I went and walked down the stairs and just like listened to music and did a bit of dancing on my own, because I didn't want to be near him, to be quite honest. And then, like as the night progressed, like the second to last place we were in dancing, there was only me and him dancing, and he was trying to dance with me the whole time. He did mutter the word sorry, and I said, oh, you sorry about earlier then, are you? And then he goes, oh, we're different. I said, yeah, we are different. I still think it's abusive the way he was, and that made me even more afraid to dance with him, because it's like, you've just been abusive to me only a few hours ago. Now when it suits you, you're deciding you want to dance with me to make it up to me, because I'm just basically ignoring you, else, and you hate it, because that's what abusers don't like. They hate being ignored. They like attention. And all I did was shut up when he was going on at me. I thought, just shut up, Sandra. Just let him carry on and just shut up. And I just said okay and agreed with him. Agreed that he doesn't have to give me his opinion anymore. And so, and then like by the end of the night, I was talking to him again, because it's really awkward, because this is my friend's boyfriend, It's kind of like I'm going to be going out with this guy, with her and her boyfriend again. And so it's a very difficult position to be in, you know, because I don't want to be part of the the bad feeling. But I mean, it was really uncomfortable. So because I knew as well that his girlfriend had been upset about the other women around him, like it was really difficult because he kept trying to put he kept trying to put his arm around later on. He tried, for a long time. He kept trying to put, and he's really crowded in this place we're in, really crowded, like bodies you could hardly move because it's bank holiday weekend in the UK. And you couldn't move, like you were like sardines. And so he kept trying to put his arm around my waist, an arm around my shoulder. He kept trying to hold my hand in the air like this. And I'm like, I'm just so creeped out by it. And I just kept trying to stop him. And he, even 3/4 later of the way through the night, like we've only got a short time to go, he goes, "Oh, I know that you're not comfortable with body contact, are you?" And then he still carried on trying to do it. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? If an asexual person is not comfortable about body contact, as in touching their hips, putting your arm around them, holding your hand, whether it's meant to be friendly or whatever, no means bloody no. Excuse my language, but it does. And I get sick of it when guys just think they can do what they like. And it was just a really awkward position for me. This is my friend's boyfriend. And I've been out with them before, and it's kind of like, I want to say no, like I kept trying to get him off me, but it's just really difficult because it's like, I want to dance. I don't want to stop dancing just because of him. And it was so confined space in there that it was really hard to dance on my own because, I was right next to him or behind him all the time. And so, it was just, and obviously as we're in a party of people, I can't just leave the whole group of people very easily. Do you know what I mean? So it's really difficult for me. But it's like, why do heterosexual guys think it's fine to dance with other women? It's like, seriously, you've got a beautiful girlfriend out there. Go and find her, talk to her, and be with her. Stop trying to dance with me. You see, this is the difference between an asexual person and a sexual one. As an asexual woman, girl, I'm not going to go off with another guy. I'm not interested in a guy trying to touch me up. I'm not interested in a guy trying to hold my hand. I'm not interested in a guy trying to put his arm around me or trying to put his hand on my hips, especially when he's in a relationship, Like there are some guys when I'm out that I'm really aesthetically attracted to, romantically attracted to, that if they're single, very, very few, I will let body contact because I choose that, right? And I allow that to happen. But when I've said no, when I'm pulling away, for goodness sake, please just stop it, I just think it's, like the world, like I don't usually get involved in the sexual world, right? I'm very much a person who, although I'm asexual introvert, not introvert, I'm an asexual extrovert. I have some introvert tendencies, and in the fact I'm usually at home quite a lot, building websites and stuff, right? And when I've gone out tonight, it's just full of sexual people, and the women, hi Heather, hi, I'm good Heather, I had a great time dancing, but I'm talking about my friend's boyfriend that kept trying to put his arm around me, kept trying to put his arm around my waist, arms around my shoulder, hold my hand. I just felt so uncomfortable with it. And I'm making this video especially so people can try and understand what social behaviour asexuals don't like. There's loads of asexuals that won't even go out. They won't go to clubbing. They won't go pubbing because it's too much, the socialising for them, because it's too crowded, and they don't like the body contact either. I will go out. I will have a great time. It won't stop me because I'm an extrovert. But at the end of the day, I don't want this touching, And this is the real difference, When I was out tonight, I was observing people's behaviour, and the amount of people that are in relationships that just let other people touch them. I don't like that. I think if you're with someone in a relationship, you shouldn't be going around touching other people. I can dance on my own, so why the hell can't the guys dance on their own? Why do they need a woman to fulfill their ego and to touch them and to, for them to put their arm around? It's just pathetic. It's like pathetic, It's like, man up. Are there any men in the world very much these days? Any strong men that can actually say no to a woman? Or is it just all men are so feeble that they believe, I'm not talking about all asexual guys, I'm talking about the general sexual population, Or is it all sexual guys, are going around going, oh, it's a woman, I've got to touch her and help her along. Oh, I can't say no to a woman. I tell you what, it's so pathetic. I'm like a stronger guy than they are, and I'm not even a bloke. You know what I mean? It's like, I can say no to guys. Do you know what I mean? I found it hard tonight because I kept trying to take this guy's arm off me and kept trying to take his hand off my hips, you know, and I was in a very confined space with him, and it's my friend's boyfriend. And it's just like, just stop it, you know? And so it's very difficult. I found tonight very difficult. It's a very difficult position to be in. But I just wanted to make this video saying, you know, be aware of asexuals who are uncomfortable with certain types of behaviour. You know, just be aware of them. If an asexual clearly is trying to back off from you, clearly doesn't want to, you know, not accepting your advances, that's the reason I don't go to bars. Yeah, I know, Heather, but I'm not going to stop going out just because some jerk's deciding to touch. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do it. I know why you don't. I think it's good though. You know, that's why many asexuals won't go to clubbing or bars, because they, you know, the contact. And I think it's a really important distinction. That's why I don't want to be ever with a sexual guy, because I would never ever trust them. I don't think sexual guys are trustworthy around other women. I just don't. I mean, I saw loads of evidence for it. There was one guy who's married to a woman, and he was a good guy. I looked at his behaviour, I observed it. He was with his woman nearly the whole night. He's very best friends with this woman, right? He wasn't looking around at other women. He wasn't attempting to dance with other women. And he wasn't really interested in other women. He wasn't looking around him, other women. He was a genuinely good guy. And he was married to his wife, and they were out together in matching, like, fancy dress. And I thought, there is a blooming good, strong guy. And there was a guy who I didn't know he had a partner. And I turned around and saw him. And he was very good, because he immediately went out, he immediately turned his back on me, went out, grabbed his girlfriend to dance with him, showing me I have a girlfriend. Get lost, in other words. I mean, obviously I wasn't doing anything to him, but I turned around and I didn't know if he's single. And I just thought, that is a good guy. You have turned around, you have grabbed your woman and basically turned your back on me. I'm not interested in you. And that's what men should be doing. There's so many weak men. Guys, if you're listening to this, you've got a woman, look after her, trust her, love her, protect her, be there for her. Stop looking around at other women. Just stay blooming single if you're going to do that. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. I can dance on my own. Why can't guys dance on their own? You know, I was dancing on my own in front of loads of people tonight. And the last pub I went to, this guy who, I came out the toilet, this guy goes, "Oh, you're the dancer, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, that's right." And it felt great, because I was the only person dancing originally in the last pub. Then everyone else started joining in. You know, but I just dance on my own in front of everyone. I don't care, because like, there was behind the DJ was the sports on. I'm not interested in sports, but it's nice to have a focal point, because I don't want to look at people around me, because I'm not interested in dancing with other people. I'm enjoying the dancing. I don't go to clubs and bars and pubs to dance and get with a guy. I go because I really love dancing. Yes, I might meet a guy one day out. It's not very likely to meet a good guy out there, is it? A pub or bar? It's not really the place to get a good, decent guy, because most of them are just after other women, you know. And but you know, like, even tonight, you know, it's like I saw a guy with a woman, and then he's still with her friend, touching her hips to get by her, or putting his hands on her shoulder. I'm thinking, why can't you just say excuse me to her friend? Why do you need to touch her hips? Why do you need to touch her shoulders? Why do you need body contact with another woman? What's the point? Can you not actually stay still for 1 minute in your own body and not touch another woman? Can you not do that? Is it too complicated for you? Do you know what I mean? And I just, like, you know, tonight I just saw loads of evidence of guys I just wouldn't trust with a barge pole with other women. You know, I'm not saying the women are all trustworthy, because they're not, because my friend's boyfriend, my friend's boyfriend, who's the one that started trying to dance with me later, you know, he let this woman touch his ass. I mean, to me, that's his doing, even though she instigated for the fact that he didn't tell her no and to get lost. But it's her that shouldn't have done it in the first place. So what women aren't to be trusted. I was even told by my friend that, you know, these 3 women are notorious for going around with younger guys as well, and just touching them and feeling them up and stuff like that, and getting with them, you know, having affairs, I think, and stuff, you know. And so women aren't to be trusted either. It takes me a long time. There's only 2 male asexual friends I actually trust in a relationship. And my best friend, you know, the guy I knew before, I've got 2 best male friends, but one I knew before the other. He has exactly the same boundaries as me in a relationship. He's attracted to guys though, not females, so I'm no good for him. But and he doesn't like kissing very much. But you know, I wished I had a guy who was interested in a woman that had the qualities of my best friend in the boundary sense, because he's exactly like me, and that's what I need. I need a guy that's definitely like me, that goes round to any woman and says, "What do you think you're doing? Why are you touching me? What do you think you're doing? Take your hands off. Get away from me." No. But there's hardly any guys in the world like that. They just think it's fine to let, you know, for any woman to do that. It's like, don't bother getting into a relationship if you're like that. What's the point? You may as well just touch everyone up. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. And so I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I did have an interesting conversation with a taxi driver. I was attracted to the taxi driver, actually. So till I got taxi home, because I went home even later and I went from a train station that's not near my home. My legs are really killing me anyway, like tendons and oh man, because I've been doing so much dancing. And I thought it's safer because there have been some problems in my city recently. So I thought it's safer to get a taxi home. And so I got a taxi home, and the taxi driver was foreign, actually, good looking. He looks like Chinese, short dark hair, clean shaven, like the look I like, but older than you should go for. And it was a really interesting conversation I had, because he, first of all, was meant to take this guy in front of me in this taxi, but the guy in front of me was drinking a Jack Daniels, right? He was a bit drunk. And so this taxi driver refused. He goes, "Where are you going?" To me, I said, you know, my address. And then the other guy said, "No, I'm not letting him in. He's been drinking. I don't want any trouble. You come in," you know. And then when I got in the car, he said, "Oh, I like, a woman to come in the car, a good woman or a woman or something." You say to me, "Not him. I don't want any trouble from him," you know. And so when we were traveling, I always usually ask the foreign taxi drivers if they're married and got kids, because obviously I'm attracted to foreign guys, and you never know, do you, who might cross your path. There might be the 1 in a million chance that the guy taxi driver doesn't have wife and kids and is asexual. It's probably very, very remote, but you know, you have to kind of like take these opportunities when they come. So anyway, I talked to him and I go, "Oh, have you got wife and kids then?" Because like, and he goes, "Oh no, I've been divorced twice. I'm not married." And I said, "Oh yeah, most taxi drivers I know are married with kids." And he goes, "No, and I haven't got kids." And I said, "Oh yeah, I don't like marriage and I don't want kids." And he goes, "Oh, I used to want them, but not anymore." And so he was talking to me, and I said, "Oh, divorced twice." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's really hard to find a good woman." And I said, "Well, I'm a good woman." I just blurted it out. I said, and then he goes, "Oh, you're not married then?" And I said, "No, I'm asexual." And he's like, I just kind of stopped. And I said, "Well, I'm asexual in sexual orientation, meaning I lack sexual attraction, mean I don't get the need, urge, or want for sex at all." And he never heard of it. He goes, "I've heard of transgender. I've heard of lesbian." I think he said he'd heard of bisexual as well. He said, "But I've never heard of asexual." I said, "Well, if you think of asexual as A standing for absence of sexual attraction." And so when he stopped the car, I ran over, the meter ran over, because it went past my home a bit, because he was interested in what I was talking about. And he went round the other side and to my home eventually, across the road. It cost me more than it should have done. But he was busy intrigued. And so I gave him one of my asexualized business cards. And he goes, "Oh, you're on Facebook?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh," and he was asking me, who stopped the car, and he was asking me, so he goes, "So you don't like sex?" I said, "No." I said, like, he goes, "But you're attracted to women?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm not a lesbian. I'm not attracted to women at all." I said, "I'm attracted to guys romantically. So I love kissing." I said, "I love kissing, but I hate sex. I love kissing and I love cuddling and holding hands." I said, "I could kiss for hours. Like, it's my dopamine hit." I said, "But sex I'm not interested in. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't like it and I don't want it, you know?" And I said, "The good thing about being with an asexual person is I'm never going to cheat on a guy because I don't like sex," because obviously he was looking for a good woman. And then when he took my card and said, "Are you on Facebook?" He goes, "Oh, I might contact you." And I said, "Yeah, sure, that's great, that's fine." And I said, "You know, nice to have extra friends, isn't it? Nice to have more friends," I think I said to him. But really, I was attracted to him aesthetically. And I thought, "Oh, he's a guy that's not, well, he's been divorced twice, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But it sounds to me like the women might have cheated on him or been bad women," because he said he was really upset, because he was going, "Oh, it's too upsetting now." He was like, when he was driving me in the taxi, he goes, "Yeah, I've been divorced twice." And he said, "Every time I get married, it takes about 4 years to get divorced." And he said, "Then they took all my money, both of them." And he said, "So I just can't do it anymore." He said, it is sad, but I've got used to it." He said, "Because I can't trust anyone." He said, "I can't trust anyone at all. No woman at all." And I said, "I don't feel like that with guys. I can't trust any guys either." I mean, obviously I trust my asexual 2 guy friends, but I said, "I can't trust any guys either." Like, I'm glad I'm single at the moment. I'm really glad, because I don't think the person that I was in a relationship with recently, I don't think he was good with women, to be quite honest. And I don't think he would have stayed necessarily faithful. I don't know. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. But I just, there's too many red flags. And I'm just glad looking back on it now. I'm thinking, I think he needs to be maybe with a sexual person. I don't necessarily think he was asexual at all. I think he was just not having sex because I didn't want to. I don't know. Maybe I don't know though. But it's like looking back, I'm like, well, I mean, I found it so hard. I find it hard to trust any guy. It takes time to trust a guy, really. And I'm just glad I'm single at the moment. I'm glad I've got my single life back. I don't need a guy. I don't need a boyfriend. And to have a boyfriend, I need to loan them over a long period of time and to be able to trust them. And trust is earned. It's not just given, And so I really am glad I'm single. I'm glad I went out and had a great time tonight. If I did want any guys to touch me, then I could, because I'm single. But I don't. The majority of guys, I'm not interested in. I'm certainly not interested in an older guy, And so I want foreign guy anyway. I don't, the last ex I had was British, and I put British in my profiles now, my asexual dating profiles and stuff. But it's like, I prefer a foreign guy still. I'm just more attracted to them. And, it's like, I just, I want to find a good guy for me, and I just stay single. I'm not interested in boyfriends that are no good for me. I deserve a really good guy for me, a quality guy who's strong and who knows what he wants in life, and who doesn't chop and change his mind, and who's really kind and caring and loving, and very intelligent and beautiful personality and soul. And I'm hoping to get that one day, but I'm happy being single at the moment. But it was nice to talk to a taxi driver, because he obviously, he's had a problem with women. He's like, I can't find a good woman. And I just blurted out, I'm a good woman, because I am. I mean, people are really lucky to have asexuals in a relationship. It's not like we're ever going to have sex and cheat on them. I mean? It's a very, very fortunate thing. Very, very fortunate thing. And I don't think it's appreciated at all. I really don't. That doesn't mean to say, like, I still have got loads of guys attracted to me, but I don't reciprocate that usually, very often, And, I'm not going to go off with anyone else because I'm very steadfast and strong. But I don't know. You don't need garbage. Exactly, Heather. I don't need garbage. I don't need any guy who's interested in other women, who looks at porn, who's there chatting other women up on all the different social media types, pretending they're not, who's there having messages from people that are talking about sex with him, and that the guy can't even say no to it and just get rid of it. I need a strong guy for me. I need a really, really strong asexual guy who's not interested in other women, not interested in having sex, not interested in porn or oogling over other women's bodies. I need a really, really decent guy for me, and I will get one in the end, because I'm determined to, because I'm a good quality woman, and because I deserve to have love, happiness, and a beautiful guy by my side. And I may, sometimes, like, I went into the last relationship very quickly, but I also got out of it very quickly as well. I've moved on now. I'm out dancing again. I'm enjoying my life again. And, I did get attracted to the taxi driver, and I'm single now. So it don't matter if I want to, like, chat to him, foreign guy, I can go back to liking foreign guys. But I'm really happy being single at the moment, I find it very empowering. It's nice to have my bed back to myself. It's just nice to go out and not have to worry about bloke and what he's up to. And I can, I can do what I want, and it's nice to be able to get up whenever I want at night now. Like, I go to bed at 4 a.m, and I don't have anyone telling me, moaning at me that I'm going to bed too late or keeping them awake. And it's just, I really do like the single life. And I told the taxi driver, I said, I want to live separately from someone. I don't want to live with someone. I like living separately, and I really need that, I don't need to live with anyone. I need to live separately. I don't want to, I like my space. I'm a bed to myself. I need it to myself so I can sleep when I want to sleep, and they can sleep in their own place. And so, yeah, it would be nice if the taxi driver contacted me, because it'd be interesting, but I don't know that he's asexual. I mean, I'm guessing he's not, really, because maybe most people aren't. But, I know he wants a good woman, and, he's been divorced twice, which is not a great thing, but it seems to me like, well, he's saying it's because he can't find a decent woman, you know. And you know, I have to tell you something tonight as well. I saw when there was a live band outside for nearly 2 hours, there was a younger guy dancing with a much older woman. And I thought, yeah, you know, because there are a lot of younger guys that like older women. Some guys, though, they're ashamed of it or afraid of it and they can't come out and say it. Whereas other guys, they don't give a toss. They're like, yeah, I've got an older woman. You know what I mean? So there was a younger guy, much younger guy, like, I don't know, he must have been in his early 20s. And I would say the woman he was dancing with was probably in her 40s or more. So, you know, and they were dancing pretty tight together most of the night. And it was nice to see that, you know. And there was another young guy, but he was messing around with an older woman. I don't think he was actually taking it very seriously. He was just having a bit of fun. But I just thought it's really interesting. You know, it's nice to see that. And the younger guy that was dancing with the older woman wasn't particularly really attractive either. What I would say, you know, most guys I wouldn't have thought would be really attracted to her. But it was nice, you know. They were close dancing, everything. I thought it was really good. And so, you know, I just think it's important that when you're having behaviour with asexuals, that you watch what you're doing, you know. If an asexual's not comfortable with you touching them, don't touch them. You know, and if you do get into a relationship with asexuals, make sure you know the boundaries before you get into one. Like, there's certain places that I refuse to be touched. I don't like to be touched. Or maybe I like touching it, being touched only in specific circumstances. You know, you've really got to I set boundaries as an asexual person in a relationship. But there's certain places they can't touch unless they have my permission or unless I allow it, you know. So I think it's really important when you're out socializing to you know, if someone's not comfortable with you touching them and stuff, don't do that, you know. And don't put a person's asexuality down. Don't ridicule us or be nasty to us. We respect your sexual orientation. You can damn well respect ours, you know. You know, like, I don't have to respect heterosexuality. Just because it's a majority doesn't mean to say I have to respect it, but I do, because I respect other people's sexuality. Just like we deserve for our asexuality, sexual orientation, to be respected as well. So it's really important that you take heed of, you know, who you're talking to and what you're doing, and that you observe your own behaviour. Like I said, there was hardly any people that were very faithful to their woman. I mean, there was even a deaf guy, right? And there was a woman who went up to the deaf guy, but he did say he did actually, no, it wasn't him, it was his friend that said, oh, he's got a girlfriend. And she wasn't even near him. She was over the other side of the bar. And I was thinking, why on earth has he got the other girlfriend, the other side of the bar? And his mate's telling this woman he's got a girlfriend to leave him alone. Why doesn't he man up? I know he's deaf though, so it's harder. It is harder for him. But it's kind of like you can do body language, which is basically turn around and look the other way, isn't it? You know what I mean? So I think it's really important. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope it's given you some insight into the asexual world and the behaviour that we don't like, which is why a lot of asexuals don't go out in clubs or bars, because they don't want the contact, the physical contact, the touching, the body contact. You know, they just don't want it. So respect them. Respect us, you know, it's really important. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already by hitting the great big subscribe button. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're loving the content. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's, and I will see you on the next video live stream. It'll be great. Take care. Bye. Bye. Nice to see you. Nice. Bye.